Hey, this is Tommy's Toys, and I'm Tom, and just wanted to show you the backhoe that I've got here. It's one of them Harbor Freight backhoes. Works pretty good, does for what I need. I see somebody's thrown some cardboard down there in there, so I told them, I said, use the hole, you can put cardboard and stuff in there, anything biodegradable, but nothing else. And they did, so I had to a little bit just to be able to get a spot I wasn't pulling cardboard up. So anyways, it controls pretty easy, a little jerky. You have to kind of get used to that, and you learn to flow the valves, you know, just kind of ease the valves, and it becomes muscle memory after a while, and how to operate that. After you get several hours of practice, you'll get it with no problem. But you got to get those sticks. You got to get those levers all set for how you are able to operate it, and it's easy muscle memory, especially if you've operated heavy machinery before. If you've operated backhoes, and if you're old school and you operated the ones, like that, you kind of get used to it. And then I remember my daddy had gotten a brand new John Deere. I think it was a John Deere or a Cat. I can't remember. I think it was a John Deere. 610. I think that's what it was. And a backhoe, he got it because he put in drain fields, septic tanks, and all that, and cleared land. So he had excavator and all that stuff, and they had the new controllers on it, you know, where you had to, like this mini excavator coming in, it's got those controls, and I've run that as well. And you just kind of, it becomes, now being that I ran it for a while, I'm sure it'll come back to me pretty quick, because I think it's the ISO and the other, depending on what you're used to, depending on the equipment, because I remember, depending on the equipment, it's how you never knew how they were going to be configured. So you just kind of had to learn both ways, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And so that is the Harbor Freight trencher. And I'm sure if you're looking at this video, I know you have looked at trenchers already, and y'all probably know everything about the trencher. But as far as its functionality and stuff like that, I've had no problem with it doing the job. When I started out, you notice that it pulled the back end up. I found out there's some clay down in there as well, and that clay will bind you up, and if it can't lift it out of there, it's going to lift up the back end, even with the stabilizers on the front. It's still going to lift that rear end up if you're pulling too much weight up. So you just be particular about that. But when I start pulling that weight up, that's when those front levelers, stabilizers, that's when they start taking on the weight, and the weight will start pulling it down and back up. Eventually you might have some cracks occur in there, but ain't nothing a welder can't fix. And like I said, I mean, it's cheap Chinese metal, but I guarantee you can get some good steel and redo it and fix it up, and it'll be just fine. So as far as the way it's assembled with the hydraulics and all that stuff, you can always replace hydraulics. There ain't nothing on there you can't replace. You don't have to go to China to get the parts. You can modify, just get your own cylinders here that's the right size. The fittings, you can change the hoses out. I mean, there ain't nothing you can't reconfigure on these things. So don't think that you got to depend on China and the Harbor Freight to get all your parts. And it's just a matter, look online. We got so much access to merchandise and heavy equipment and stuff like that, and people have messed with this stuff so long, and we've dealt with China so long, their stuff ain't going to surprise us none. If it breaks, don't be surprised. If it works good, don't be surprised. Sometimes you get sometimes you get a lemon. Sometimes you get I don't know anything's better than a lemon. So you get a gooder or a badder. And that's it. The Harbor Freight. Towable trencher. And like I said, Central Machinery. I mean, they buy from the different Chinese companies. And unless they are a Chinese company, I don't know. But that's it. And next video, I'm going to show you my Mahindra G Series 22. It's not an HST. It doesn't have the hydrostatic, but I got the gear. That's why it's a G Series. So I shift the gears and all that stuff on it. I like it because the transmission's the clutch transmission will last longer. So I'm old school. Anyways, stick around. We'll have some more things coming up, and we'll start doing some more exciting stuff. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to show you my toys. And as you see those different ones, you'll understand that I have to count them as toys, and toys break, so you have to fix them. And so y'all stick around, and I hope you enjoy the channel.